Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Having a married couple at the heart of the SNP was always going to be a bad thing. It made everyone else a bit uncomfortable. Decisions could be made behind closed doors, quite literally. With Peter Murrell and Nicola Sturgeon, you had the chief executive and the leader of the party. They worked together hand in glove. Indeed, one hand washed the other. One could get up to one thing while another covered it up. It was never going to be good. And when it was finally all over, Humza Yousaf, yes, even Humza Yousaf, the man who was her protege, said it was a bad thing and it should never happen again. He said never again would there be a married couple in senior positions like that where one could cover up for the other. Because of course it is bad. It is an area that is rife for corruption and, grift and all sorts of nasty shenanigans can get up when you have a married couple at the very heart of the party, in very senior positions at that. And so Humza Yousaf swore it would never happen again, certainly not on his watch. And of course, he was wrong. It's about to happen, because Humza Yousaf is a two-faced lying hypocrite. Here goes. So, not Murrell and Sturgeon this time. Oh, no. It's the Hepburns. The Hepburns opened. Wife of SNP MSP tipped to replace Peter Murrell as chief executive as the party gear up for the Rutherglen battle. Julie Hepburn, who is the wife of Scottish Government Independence Minister Jamie, has been tipped to take over as the party's chief executive, despite Humza Yousaf himself previously criticising the governance of this when Peter Murrell and Nicola Sturgeon occupied the top roles. Now, of course, Jamie Hepburn isn't the top role, but he is a senior minister now. He's a cabinet-level minister. He's one step off being like the leader of the party. And his wife is the chief executive. So even in his senior position, he could screw up badly and she could correct him. She could cover it. This shouldn't be allowed. But they are. This is what they do. This is what they do in the SNP. They like to keep everything incestuous, don't they? I'm not for one moment insisting that those two are incestuous. I meant the relationships within the party. It's all very, let's keep them all close. Let's not, no outsiders. Reminds me of another party, sort of 80, 90 years ago in Germany. They were very much like that. A little cabal, and probably about as damaging. Anyway, the wife of controversial Scottish Government Minister has been tipped to replace Peter Murrell as the SNP Chief Executive. The position has been without a permanent holder for more than 4 months since the fat bastard was forced to resign after lying to journalists about a slump in membership figures. At least this time they've put lying and not misleading. Previously they've always said misleading. He lied, he outright lied because everyone knew. Anyway, it's now been reported that Julie Hepburn is one of the frontrunners to take on the role. She's the wife of Jamie, who is the Independence Minister on £97,000 a year of public money for a party political role. Humza Yousaf previously spoke out against husband and wife teams taking on positions of power within the SNP, and yet here he is. Of course, if he's truly against it, and she is voted in as the chief executive, he will have no option but, of course, to fire Jamie. And that will have to be the only thing he does. If he fails to do that, he'll be showing himself up as a lying hypocrite again. He added, it is very, very clear that the governance of the party was not as it should be. He then pointed out, I can tell you my wife is not going to be applying for the role of chief executive of the party. I'm surprised. But just weeks after this, Miss Hepburn was appointed to a plum, newly created role within the SNP Head of Strategic Delivery. And now, according to the Times, she's been tipped by party insiders to ascend to become chief exec ahead of a tough general election test. Well, if he is anyway not going to look like a hypocrite, he's going to have to fire Jamie Hepburn. He won't, because that would take balls, and we all know he's got no balls, like literally no balls. He's like Goebbels. He's got no balls at all. But Mr. Yousaf has also previously said he would be looking into hire an external candidate for the role, but no one of this ilk has been linked to it, because nobody outside of the party wants to touch the party with a barge pole. Instead, interim chief executive Sue Ruddick has applied, despite her being involved in the moral leadership, which has been linked to a number of scandals, not all of which have come out, and boy, when they do, you'll be going, we all knew. However, internal critics have claimed that both are cut from the same establishment cloth. Of course they are. They're all in it together. They're all fingers in the pie, aren't they? They're all, let's see what we can grab and hide. And it would not represent the fresh start promised by the First Minister. Well, him being First Minister isn't a fresh start. He is the continuation Sturgeon, isn't he? He is the puppet. She's the puppet master, still pulling the strings. Actually, that's the wrong analogy. He's not a string puppet. He's a glove puppet. Her hand is firmly up his arse. Anyway, the scramble to appoint a new chief exec comes as Mr. Yousaf faces the prospect of his first major electoral test. Well, he's lost the 3 so far. And he must do so without the proven electoral winner, Mr. Murrell. Are you kidding me? Anyway, the Nationalists are set to go toe-to-toe with Scottish Labour over the Rutherglen and Hamilton West constituency if Margaret Ferrier loses her seat due to the recall petition. And on that, a quick aside, of course it hasn't been announced yet. We're expecting it at any time at the making of this video. So I'm not going to start making another video. This will be my last one until, today, until that one is announced. Then I'm going to pounce straight on it. I don't want that getting announced when I'm starting in the middle of something else. I want to be hitting the ground running with that one. So that'll be the next video after this. It has been described as a poisoned chalice by some insiders. Katie Loudon expected to be soundly defeated by Michael Shanks, a local teacher, Scouts leader, and a fellow who travels to other planets via the Stargate. One SNP MSP said, "A terrible doing is on the way." Oh, it certainly is. I tell you what, should be done over quicker if she got out and got beaten by the Neds. Short of a miracle, we're done. This has been highlighted by the fact that campaigning in the region has been noticeably more hushed than their previous attempts. She didn't go out for so long, and it's only in the last few days she's been out campaigning, which tells you that they know that Margaret Ferrier has lost and she's going to be evicted from her seat. Yeah? Can't wait to see that. But that'll be my next video. Mr. Yousaf will get to decide when to call the by-election due to being the current holders. But we'll have a tough choice. He's only got really 2 days. Parliament doesn't come back till the 4th of September. Then it's between 21 and 27 working days. So it's going to be middle to end of October, effectively. The First Minister could hold the poll early before the SNP conference and risk bad morale in Aberdeen, or afterwards to wipe out any positive momentum brought about at the conference. So he's got a choice of, does he go, does he lose early or does he lose late? It doesn't matter. And of course he's assuming that he's going to have positive momentum at the conference. I wouldn't bet on that one. Wouldn't put me pension on it, that's for sure. Anyway, I shall round off, come up, and then we can laugh at the trials and tribulations of the erstwhile Margaret Rutherford Ferrier. I keep doing Rutherford because it's Rutherglen. Anyway, I suspect, like I say, the word in the street is that she's lost, but it's very close apparently. But the fact that they were out polling recently makes me suggest they know it's coming. But we will know for sure very, very shortly. And so I'm going to come up now. We'll finish this video off, and then we'll wait. Okay. So he sits there, he complains about a husband and wife team. He says he doesn't think it's a good idea. He doesn't want a husband and wife team. He says he won't have a husband and wife team. And what are you going to get? You're going to get a husband and wife team. Why? Because it's another fail. He cannot. He's even failing himself now. It just doesn't go right for him at all. He cannot win. And of course, he can't fire Jamie Hepburn. He would have to, of course. Anyone normal would. But he can't, because A, he can't be seen to fail, and secondly, he hasn't got the balls. It'll be funny. He's just an absolute fail fest, isn't he? Anyway, we'll call it quits there. I'm going to go grab myself a cup of tea or whatever, sit down, wait for the result to come in, and I'm going to be straight up here, bang on, and we'll see the Margaret Ferrier result, and that'll be the next video. So if you haven't yet subscribed, do please subscribe. I know all my regular viewers, the regular viewers alone, 70% of you not subscribed. Come on, what's wrong with you? Hit the subscribe button. Don't miss the Margaret Ferrier one. As for the rest of you, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like. Please leave a comment. Until next time, stay safe, stay well, and fingers crossed for Margaret. Bye.